Buenos dias, y'all. Or should I say Buenos tardes? It's actually 4:45. It's about to be Buenos noches here in a minute. Yeah, what can I say? Oh, yeah, she's looking good. And Gilmore Girls is on over here. I don't actually watch Gilmore Girls. It's just, I haven't even looked at that TV for like 2 hours. I don't remember what I was watching on there. Probably Full House or some shit. Or Family Feud. I watched Family Feud earlier. Anyway, well, the reason I was making this video was because I came to this realization. It was something that I've realized for a long time that I never really gave any serious thought to until just recently. I just realized that I am immortal. I just came into this awareness and I realized that I am immortal. And I'm not doing a cross-neck imitation here. The fact that I'm alive right now defies all the laws of probability. The fact that I'm sitting here right now is practically illegal by the laws of probability. Because, for several reasons. Number one is, there's actually 4 reasons, none of which are really astoundingly impressive, and I'm sure if you asked anyone, they could share their own death-defying experiences throughout their life. But number one is, my mom, her first 3 pregnancies ended in a miscarriage, and I was the 4th, but I made it, so hallelujah. There's a neat little story behind that, too. When my dad was at the hospital one night, he was in the waiting room, and they had already decided, my parents had already decided that if I did make it, my name was going to be Timothy. Well, my dad was in the waiting room. Oh, there goes the fish sticks. And there's a Bible sitting on the table there, and it's opened up to the book of Timothy. And when he saw that, he realized I was going to be okay. So, kind of an inspirational little tale there. So yeah, that was the first thing. That's the first reason. That's the first sign that my life is a miracle. Number 2 is when I was about 4 years old. We had just moved to Jacksonville, Florida, and I was in the apartment 306 with my parents. There was a Pizza Hut right outside the building, and I drank an entire bottle of Tylenol because I thought the stuff tasted good. So, boom, let me tell you, Dad was going down Arlington Road about 100 miles an hour to get Ipecac syrup so they could induce vomiting, so I could vomit it up. I still remember standing on the balcony with Mom and Dad coming in and throwing the bottle up to her, this tiny little brown bottle. Kind of like the bottles you see hydrogen peroxide in, but this one was like, you know those little, those bottles of Vicine, the eye stuff? It was shaped like one of those. I've never heard of or seen Ipecac syrup since then, but that's what they got for me, and they saved my life pretty much there. So that probably should have killed me, but it didn't. So then the third time is kind of more a long-term thing that I took care of, and if I hadn't taken care of it, I might still be here, I might not. The third thing was my teeth. I have false teeth, for those who don't know. And if you're easily grossed out, you might want to look away for a few seconds, because I'm about to prove it. Nice! Do 2 crazy things at once. Okay. Yeah, you don't, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and tell you about how nasty those things were, my original teeth. They were nasty. They were disgusting. I couldn't look at people, I couldn't smile, I couldn't do nothing. I had these 2 up here that were growing in right here, like vampire teeth, and I guess they just grew in the wrong way or something, and those started, forget it, that's already too much information, but eventually, finally, when I was 25, I decided, screw it, I'm going to have these fuckers pulled. Oh, sorry about the language. I'm going to have them pulled and just, say to heck with it. So that's what I did. I had them all pulled, and I got dentures at the age of 25. But I actually lasted longer than Mom. She got them at 24. So. And I have no memory of going to a dentist as a kid, so go figure. But yeah, I got the dentures and pretty much took care of my mouth, so I didn't have anything to worry about. I actually went for 3 months. When he actually pulled the teeth, believe it or not, I didn't even have to take a single painkiller. I don't know what kind of crack they put me on in that dentist office, but for some reason, I never had to they prescribed some pain pills for me, and I picked them up on the way home, and I never even had to take one. I didn't feel anything up there for like 3 days, and I was perfectly okay. So anyway, um, so yeah, but it was actually, he pulled the teeth, and I didn't actually get the dentures until like 3 months later. So I spent that entire 3 months living on mashed potatoes and ham and cheese salad, and I actually built up some tolerance. I was able to chew some pretty impressive stuff. I actually ate, macaroni and cheese. I was able to eat that, because you can pretty much just slosh that around in there. But, I'm sure my stomach didn't like it very much, but I didn't have any real digestive issues, and that's pretty surprising considering this is all I drink. Of course, I do drink water too, though. Anyway, that's the third one, so that should have killed me. My teeth could have killed me. My mom was always telling me, that stuff's going to kill you if you don't get that taken care of. They could get infected and it could kill you. And I did the research on it and found out the same thing, so she wasn't kidding. And I was scared of that, because that's the most pain I've ever been in my life, is those teeth. When they got bad, I started going through spells. I was actually driving to work, and I got myself on tape. Man, I wanted to play that. I got myself on tape. You should hear the way I was talking. I was just so upset. I was like, I am clenching my fist here. That's what I said on one of my tapes. I was in so much pain that I was clenching my fists as I was driving to work because it hurt that much. And somehow I kept my cool and I survived it. But I'll never forget that. So that was number 3. Number 4, this is the only one that's really very exciting. I was driving down 441 and I was getting off on Appleton Road, also known as Memorial Drive, also known as 47. All I know is they don't plow that road for shit when it snows. But I was getting off on that road, on the off-ramp. All of a sudden, I feel my brakes sink to the floor. My brakes went out as I was getting off the off-ramp. Fortunately, they didn't do it until I was down to like 40 miles an hour. And also, fortunately, there was a little bit of brake left just before it went all the way to the floor that was still there, that was able to slow the car down. So I managed to pull it to a stop, but it's like, I think even at that point, I was already aware that the fact I was still here was totally against the odds, and that I knew I was going to be okay, because these guardian angels, or whoever's been protecting me up to this point, has always been there, and they were going to continue to be there. It's like, every time I think about it, it's like, I know, no matter what I do, I'm not going to die, because there's something for me to do here. Because there's just no way that anyone... I don't know, it just seemed the odds of a person surviving what I have. Which maybe I'm just like got a skewed vision or something, but it strikes me as particularly miraculous that I'm still here. And I seriously don't really spend enough time thanking God for the fact that I am still here. But the fact that I've survived as much as I have really makes me think I must have something huge to contribute, whatever that might be. I'm still trying to figure that part out, but I'm 30 years old. If I'm not going to do it this decade, well, I'm pretty much not going to ever do it then. So there you go.